So today's video is a bit different. We're actually going to be going over Boombl4 in his game against FaZe on Inferno, where he was essentially the bouncer of the map. Because he got 10 entry kills and he was not having any of it. He got 0 deaths. And honestly, it's kind of interesting to think, wait, what does somebody do differently to have a game like that? Because 10 and 0 for entries, it's like, I feel like an entry kill a lot of the time is a bit of a toss-up. But I figured, let's have a look, because this is 10 different instances where he actually came out on top. So during this round, it was mostly this same setup we're seeing here. Boombl4 just at sandbags. Perfecto is here with a Molotov, which lands just in front of this wall right here. Lands right on the floor here. And they're basically waiting for anybody to actually show their faces towards Banana. So you can see there is pressure here. To be split, they know this information is coming. The Molotov comes through. Boombl4 knows the players are stuck there. And now it's a case of making the decision, right? So let's pause right here. So you can see in CT, which could draw. So these three, they know they're in CT. They know there's 2 Banana. They need to make a decision together, really, on which side they want to fight. So typically, I personally find it easier to try and take the Banana guys if you've already got here. But instead, they do a bit of a half and half, right? So the Molotov has already come down towards the top, which we can see here. We'll let this one play out. He puts a smoke down, and then Boombl4 decides, I'll Molotov behind that smoke. They can't come through that way. And he chooses to fight CT. He gets very lucky in that first fight, and then kind of abandons Shipri and tries to take the Banana battle, which obviously does not go his way. But you could argue a very lucky start to his first entry kill of the match. So for his second actual opening kill for this matchup, it's a bit more straightforward. We see Simple always take us up toward Banana, and it's against an eco. And I think they're quite fortunate to survive the grenades, but this is just straightforward. The flash goes over the top, you peek off the flash, you get a free kill, and there's nothing more really to say about this one. So again, this is exactly the same setup we had on round 4 coming through from Na'Vi right here. So we have Bit throwing his grenades, Perfecto sat on the logs, and he usually has either a flashbang or a Molotov out. In this instance, he actually does have the Molotov out now, and it's the exact same situation. So you can see Boombl4 just on top of the sandbags. He gets the win here, which is an easy peek as far as I'm concerned. But the Molotov comes through, he puts a smoke down, and unfortunately, he actually gets taken down through the wall by Perky there, which that's unfortunate. But he does still get the entry, but he does get traded within 5 seconds of the kill, which was actually a very, very common thing through this map. So even though he was 10 and 0, you could easily argue if you're traded within the first 5 seconds of getting that kill, it's probably not as much of an entry kill as you'd hope to get, especially when there's no trade kill on the person who traded you. Because this is now just straight up 4v4, which favours the terrorist side. So let's check on this next one. So this round is a bit of a different one, as Simple actually stayed towards B site and Boombl4 rotated, which gave him a bit of an awkward battle here. He puts the smoke down, plays behind it, lets them know he's there, and gets somewhat lucky here. He carries on fighting through the smokes, but does get the opening kill, and actually gets a chance to get away. So it's an opening kill, no trade, which is much better than what we saw previously. However, as the round goes on, we do see him actually fall in the end, due to Cold Air pushing towards Arch. So this round I'll give him a lot more credit for, as you can clearly see on the radar we've got a lot of T-side players gathering towards Banana, and Boombl4 he holds onto the grenade for quite a while. The Molotov goes in, and this grenade does so much damage, and it's right as they go into burst. So he's quite lucky in a way, because he actually gets ahead before the flashes, and spams 3 people pretty much immediately. And this actually, I believe, was an ace in the end as well, but all in all, he doesn't get traded in the first 15 seconds either, which is fantastic. So this round is pretty much what you'd expect from an anti-ego. They all gather towards B and they go together. And they did here first up with those oranges, which is why this kill was so easy and why there was no trade immediately as well. As you see, Rain, I believe it was the other B-side player. He was stuck CT and tried to escape, but unfortunately spammed straight through smoke by Simple. So the knowledge is actually known for Na'Vi here. They know that the CT side do not have any form of armor on them. Plus it's at most, P250s, a deagle here and there. So Boombl4, knowing he has the advantage, and knowing he can be a clean scout for the team, he will actually just send himself in towards this B-bomb site, regardless of what actually faces them. So I believe Brokey actually gets a smoke in as this one goes down, and Boombl4 decides, I'm still going in. And he sees 2 people and thinks, well, I'm still going forward. I know I've got better weaponry than them. And he gets 2 kills, but does get traded. But I think 2 kills is much better than the previous situation we saw from him. So this play coming up right here is actually kind of amusing because he takes banana control as usual, but then there's a Molotov that comes in which indicates banana control is probably coming from the CTs. So he puts his own one down, which is coming very shortly, and he actually gets forced into making a play, which, yeah, it's the classic, he's probably dead here because he is on his own, but the fact he gets a kill is actually really good. So even though Olaf does get killed in the corner, his Molotov did actually spread anyway, but I do think Olaf timed out in this round anyway, so you could argue he gets a kill despite not being even able to respond. Overall, banana control was very easy for the actual Na'Vi guys to get against FaZe this matchup, and this is actually just another instance of how lucky Boombl4 actually got a few times. He was trying to hold next to Molotov, he still gets the first kill, but dies again to the Molotov. So this is what, I think it's like the 5th or 6th opening kill he's had, where he's died within 10 seconds getting it. So there really is an argument to be made that even though he was 10-0, a lot of the times it was resulting in a 4v4 either way. Which on the T side, great, but on CT, it's a big no-no. So this is one of the rare times we see Boombl4 on the T side going towards the big site. And as you can see on the radar, Brokey is currently AWPing that side. He even gets seen here by Boombl4. But with the knowledge that he's still close, they decide to go very early. And this is actually going to, even though they run through the Molotov, they catch Brokey completely off guard. And that's just another opening kill with actually no trade, which, you know, fantastic. But ultimately, it's been, well, like I said, 5 or 6 of the opening kills were within 10 seconds, and they were traded pretty much immediately off the bat. So even though it was a 10-0 performance, it probably was more of a situation where, to the stats, it looks great, but otherwise, it doesn't matter as much.